Baltimore Ravens. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I'm not sure exactly how they would phrase it in their own locker room, but that's a yardage grab right there. To be able to get that amount of yardage on the first play of the game and a change field position to the positive side, you got to love the way they're getting started.
11, Thomas. Let's get set. 11, empty.
Burrow throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be second down. The Ravens at 2-3 here to begin the new season. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I are a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Burrow on play action. Now he'll tuck this and run.
That's the first time he's caught his own number. He's got to be overjoyed with the result. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Here we go, here we go. Side. 11.
Robinson up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
White 80. White hot.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Spencer Schrader now on to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is indeed good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That play disrupted and stopped for a loss by linebacker Troy Anderson.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw.
Finding his target, it's Trey McBride.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw here.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Clock running here, under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. Now a play fake here on first down.
The man downfield is Chase. He's got it.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. They got 29 yards that time.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Second down pass. Intercepted. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Now they'll come out now in an empty backfield. 5 receivers split out. 2nd and 7. Here's Burrow.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Ja'Marr Chase
laying himself out in the end zone. And the Rams have taken the lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On 2. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson stops shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
On 1, ready? Here we go.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
12, 12, 12.
On 3rd and short to give it a tight end. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Let's get set.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Look at the big fella go. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Juwan Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after getting. There he goes, right side. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
Taylor is into the end zone. Touchdown, L.A. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on the stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
On the return is Chim Dike. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Here we go.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
11.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Pushing his way through. Still going. He may go. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Bijan Robinson with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have yet again retaken the lead. The extra point splits the uprights. And it's now 17-14. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously, more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. First and 10, Taylor now. And good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
A gain of 15. First down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. First and 10.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback, and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn that for a first down. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Mustang 19, Cup 19, Cup 19. 19 tight, 19 tight. Warrior 70.
They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Now back to throw. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Ravens are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down, as you said, in the red zone. Definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's complete to DK. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
He's out of bounds at his own 5-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
On 1, right? 11. Here we go.
Now Burrow. That's out wide here for Robinson. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
11, MT,
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Dante Jackson picks it.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup.
They'll look to throw here. Now he's going to step up and run. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that will make this a 4-point game. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. On the return, here comes Chimere Dike. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And he returns this to the 22. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, there were 3 talking points in the half. All of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we have to dial things back a little bit.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 3rd and 3.
A 7-yard gain on the play.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
58 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped.
Back to Taylor on first down.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Jamar Chase
with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Boswell good with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
And Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Clay Walker.
And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Touchdown!
Wan'Dale Robinson.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 18 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like 2 well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, they realized their corner was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, trying to get in a sight line, trying to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
And he's got some space here. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lane. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 23. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
First down.
Here we go, here we go.
First and 10 at the
180.
23-yard line.
Now it's Burrow. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Loss on the play. Brings up second down.
Stop.
They'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a third down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Stop. Stop.
Burrow looking to pass. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Rams are going to have it here just past the 25. Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Intercepted. The Ravens take over first and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Ready? Here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Brings up second
Here we go.
and 2.
180.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
180. 11 Thomas. Stop.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Gain of 6. That's good for a Baltimore
11 MT.
first
11
down.
MT. Gun.
First and 10
Stop.
at the
11.
28-yard
180.
line.
Stop.
Now it's Burrow. Throw left sideline there, but it's incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from home. Incomplete. Now it's third down. The offense on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Chimere Dike, 27 yards. And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2.
The Ravens will
They'll let Robinson try and run. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further.
the score. Rams 35. Ravens 25.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
First and 10 at their own
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game, the interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Now he's loose at the 40. Jonathan Taylor.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Jonathan Taylor.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Rams look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Boswell good with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Here we go.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Burrow will throw. And Wilson with it, complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw here.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one lines up incomplete.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Sets up the screen to Robinson. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Baltimore, 1st down.
Burrow now off the bootleg.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game. So every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line
sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Robinson. Fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Robinson. Touchdown, Baltimore.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the hands team for the Rams able to secure the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he's got it to about the 40.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
60 Bobcat, 79 Bronco, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Looking to throw. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. This is Robinson. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Gun.
Now Burrow. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
180,
Throwing, Burrow. Pass complete to Robinson. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here to throw Burrow. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up second down. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like you know his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do you know, what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting it slip away.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Rams, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8.